know where I'm headed. I'm just following the signs. I hadn't noticed until now that the AC was set to the magic number. It was really quiet at the Rockwood Motor Court. Didn't hear any road noise, nothing from my neighbors. In fact, I should be a little quiet because it's still early in the morning. But out on the porch, there's twangy country music playing 24/7. You can't even hear that in the room. So it has quite a neat ambiance to the place. Car is packed, ready to go. I'm keeping an eye on the weather. It looks like there may be some thunderstorms in the Tulsa area, and of course, I want to make sure that there's nothing really strong with damaging hail. That's my biggest concern with storms. Can't have hail falling down on this car. Billy was quiet all night. I didn't hear a peep out of him. In fact, I haven't seen him at all. He hasn't come out of his shell. I guess Billy's just being camera shy. He's not in his chair, not having a drink of water. I have no idea where Billy is. He must be somewhere in the leaves. Well, I hope you have a good day, Billy, because I'm about ready to hit the road. Tulsa and everything in between awaits on Route 66. I drove out heading about a mile east just to see a few things in Springfield before turning around and heading out west. Go, the birth of Route 66. I've said it before, I'll say it again. There's no way you can see everything on Route 66. No matter what your adventure is, it's going to be a unique time, and you're going to see some fun stuff out here. You know, there's a restroom down the street. Take home a sack of food. Right now it's pleasant, very cool. Probably low or mid 70s. No, what does the car say? 68 degrees. It feels warmer than that. This is going to be a good day. Well, for the rest of Missouri, I'm heading due west. Overall, we'll drive in 3 states today. Yes, I have to use premium grade gas, but a full tank will easily get me through the whole day with some to spare. I'm only spending maybe $50, $60 a day on gas, so that's not bad. This is extremely fuel efficient. Yeah, per gallon it costs more, but this thing's burning less because it's just so efficient. I see some rain to the southwest, but that's not going to affect me. This is a cool looking building. I don't know what it used to be. It almost looks like something medieval. See, there's the strength of an arch, even with stones crumbling. The arch holds the weight, at least for now. I wouldn't stand under it. Springtime is a good time to see this, or I guess the winter too. Hasn't become overgrown yet. You can see the vines on the top. They're just beginning to turn green. And of course, all that growth inside. Right now, you can walk through it. We'll take a quick peek in here. Ooh, yeah, look at that. This was once a casket factory, now gone the way of its business. There's still a bit of wooden framing on the far end. Very cool. The original Sinclair gas station at this spot in Everton was destroyed by fire in 1955 and recreated by Gary and Lena Turner, of course with many added artifacts. This place is filled with memorabilia. Everywhere you look, something from old Route 66. Gas pump, old truck, a latrine. There you go. That's Route 66 in a nutshell, isn't it? Early maps list the small roadside community as Paris Springs, and more formally it was known as Paris Springs Junction, now a ghost town centered a half-mile north. The cobblestone-faced garage dates to the late 1920s. Can you imagine driving 2,400 miles in that? Check out this garage. Filled to the rafters. No matter how old the stuff is, we've got modern QR codes. Right in the middle. It's a worthy place for two. You can poke around in places like this all day long, as much as I'd like to. It's time to get back on the road. It's nice to see some very old buildings are being restored and repurposed, especially in places like this, between towns. The Spencer Bridge is a steel truss span over Turnback Creek. It was built in 1923, 3 years before the designation of Route 66. Spencer is a town founded in 1866, and named for the owner of its general store just past the bridge. But it became a ghost town by the late 19-teens. Sidney Johnson bought the property when Route 66 opened and built a Phillips gas station, barber shop, and grocery store. It did well until the 1950s, when the bypass funneled away traffic and Spencer once again became a ghost town. About 2 miles of the old road remains, and in remarkably good condition for century-old concrete. Daniel Heaton platted a town site on his farm in 1868. It later included this garage, gas stations, a general store, and overnight accommodations at Castle Rock Cabins. A portion of the former westbound bypass lanes remain as a local access road. While I'm almost exclusively staying on the Mother Road all the way, I'm making a very limited number of side stops, including this one to a unique restaurant. Besides, I'm hungry. It's only about 2 miles off the road, but feels much farther as you drive through vast open fields. That's because the Hangar Cafe is on a small airstrip. Small planes take off and land next to the restaurant, although on this extremely windy day with severe weather in the area, no one seems game to be flying. It's popular with skydivers, and judging by the size of the place, a lot of hungry people tend to land here. It has its own airstrip greeter and guardian. The winds are calmer inside as aerial art hangs in the hangar. The side dining room has balloons that inflate and deflate with the flick of a light switch. Is that cool or what? I could sit in here all day and turn the switch off and on. That's a lot of fun. Too windy to fly the drone, but that kind of gives you an idea of what the place looks like. Yeah, it's early on a weekday, so I have this all to myself. Love these retro cafe tables. Flying low. Uh-oh, I'm watching the TV and I could be heading right into some very heavy weather. Yeah, it's probably time to get moving. Breakfast was really great at the Hangar Cafe, several miles off of Route 66, but one of the newer attractions, and I think it was definitely worth the stop. Had I been riding my bicycle on this trip, I wouldn't have come this far out, so I'm glad I drove. In rapid succession, there are thriving stops bookending a long-abandoned tavern. In 2011, the Avilla Post Office filled the space of this small historic bank built in 1915. There's more of the former four-lane bypass along the current road. In so many places, you can find original sections of the Mother Road. Often, you can see discarded Mother Road pavement left to the side. I got a couple of small souvenirs here. Building in size is neighboring Carthage, with even more landmarks. The Boots Court Motel has been restored to its Route 66 glory, complete with garage parking next to each room. A local tourism brochure says Hollywood acting legend Clark Gable once stayed here. I suppose that's why his picture is on the sign. That's my kind of place. Each with a garage for your car. The first Jasper County Courthouse was a modest one-story structure built on the town square in 1842. The second, from 1854, doubled as a Civil War hospital, until it burned down in 1863. The third and current courthouse was built with locally quarried limestone and marble, and the cornerstone was set in 1894. It's said to be the second most photographed man-made site in Missouri, behind Gateway Arch. I guess I've just contributed to that statistic. The square is also lined with monuments commemorating moments in the history of Carthage. Something else to appreciate in the square. Driving west out of town is another towering landmark familiar to residents. The 66 Drive-In Theater opened in 1949 with the film Two Guys from Texas. I'm figuring most of the viewers were from Missouri. Those are not historic prices. You might say they are historically high. The road traces the original alignment of Route 66 and has one of the first concrete paved portions of the Missouri highway system that was poured in 1920. This is classic mining country, where the roads had to withstand the weight of constant truck traffic, as lead and zinc were extracted from the rolling Ozark Hills for decades. Many old structures still stand in various states of repair or decay, most not found in any roadside guide, but found in person as traffic passes by. Clearly, 100 years or so has passed by with stark changes, from the once bustling highway to a more quiet country road. Cover 200 miles of the Mother Road through 3 states in just under 14 minutes. No speeding tickets, no expensive gas. It's free. Just head to GPS 2 and see the full time-lapse of today's journey. You'll find the link in this video's description. This historic interurban trestle between Carterville and Webb City is one of the last surviving pieces of an electric railway that once powered a mining boom. First built in 1889 for the mule-drawn Twin City Street Railway, it was electrified a few years later. It was part of a 94-mile network linking towns in Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. Route 66 Gateway Park is the official southern entrance to Webb City. The black arched sign also reads The Zinc City, as a tribute to the town's mining heritage. The old Newland Hotel became the Dickinson Theater in 1946, renamed Larson Theater in 1950. The large single screen eventually went dark, until it was revived in 1999 as a music venue and again showing movies starting in 2005. Webb City's downtown historic district is compact, with 43 buildings within 12 acres, considered one of the most charming and walkable small-town cores on all of Route 66. Many buildings date between 1883 and 1965. Although the original highway alignment moved out of downtown, Webb City remained vibrant during the mining boom and peak of Route 66. Dale Holly cut hair for over 50 years in this old cottage-style Phillips gas station turned barbershop. He retired in 2012, and although it remains closed, some discussion has proposed it as a Route 66 visitor center. Joplin is a major regional hub with many alignments of Route 66 passing through. Like its surrounding neighbors, this was a mining town, also known for Grand Falls, the largest continually flowing natural waterfall in Missouri, the birthplace of George Washington Carver, and location of the famous 1933 shootout between police and notorious outlaws Bonnie and Clyde at their hideout that had been built only 6 years earlier. Not the kind of reputation residents wanted for their new supposedly quiet neighborhood. It is quiet not far past Joplin, where we come to the end of Route 66. In Missouri, that is. Check out the road at the state line. To the left is Missouri, and to the right side of the road looking this direction is Kansas. If you follow the little yellow brick road, you'll see the shields for both. Clearly at the moment I'm still on the Missouri side, but not for long. Like Johnny Cash used to sing, I walk the line. Let's review. Missouri, Kansas. Toto, I don't think we're in Missouri anymore. Welcome to the Sunflower State. Route 66 travels just 13 miles across the southeastern corner of Kansas, and while it's only a short distance, it's packed with sights. We're greeted by Galena and its landfill entrance. Burnt locomotives that have sat for years on these tracks, and a new welcome span for the Centennial at Galena Rest Stop. The truss is 100 feet long, and the gorilla is a local school mascot, to be joined by others. The Rest Stop is mostly themed to the 2006 Pixar animated movie Cars, which was inspired by Route 66, to which Galena plays a leading role. I thought you put the air in the tire. Yeah, these local police, they're always looking at you. Ka-chow! It's Sally Carrera's little brother with Lightning McQueen. Galena local Dean Crazy Legs Walker was double-jointed at the knees and could turn his feet backwards. He was to be the voice of Fillmore in Cars, but Walker died before production, and Fillmore was kept silent in the movie as a tribute. Crazy Legs helped inspire Cars animators to develop the character Tow Mater. Walker's ability to turn his feet around is why Mater likes to drive backwards. Well, Dorothy's still in Kansas. The Welcome Arch is under construction, but I have room to back into the big Kansas drive-through shield and get a quick picture. Literally yards up the hill is Cars on 66, an unofficial information center and gift shop in a refurbished 1934 Canotech station. I later learned this rusty 1951 International boom truck was the inspiration for Tow Mater. There it is! They call the real one Tow Tater. More history across the street. Built in 1896 as a lumberyard and a construction company, this building was modified in the mid-1920s to become a gas station, garage, and auto supply store. It first was a White Rose gas station before switching to Phillips 66 in 1932.
Route 66 is only 13 miles long in Kansas, but already there's a lot to see.
The buildings are beginning to give us an Old West feel. Once prospering from zinc, Galena now reveals more riches from Route 66.
Well, here's another Texaco giant.
A rarity, as we saw in Atlanta, Illinois. Only 6 of the 300 Texaco Big Friends remain. Just 3 are restored to their original look. This one is personalized as Big A.
Here's an American flag made out of license plates.
Familiar roadside characters serving vehicle-related items are at this restored 1939 Texaco station. Inside are curios, art, and Route 66 souvenirs.
Now that's a microbus.
Galena's Old City Jail. I'm not sure if that's real. A hot summer day would roast anyone. Perhaps that was the deterrent for crime. Watch for the Route 66 sign in a traffic circle. It's made from old wheel rims, rusted, and it blends with the background. And of course, there are sunflowers. This tranquil Route 66 park is a quiet rest stop, but it pays tribute to a noisy Civil War encounter. Union troops came under a Confederate unit masquerading as a Northern regiment. As the Union band prepared a musical salute, the Confederates opened fire. The victims are buried in the town cemetery. Baxter Springs was founded in 1868 and was for many years a key trading place for Texas cattle. I'm trading the upgraded highway alignment for an original path that crosses Brush Creek Bridge, also known as Rainbow Bridge. Freshly painted for the centennial, this is one of the iconic bridges along the way.
Brush Creek Bridge is the last bridge of this type on Route 66 in Kansas. The other 2 bridges that span Willow Creek and Spring River were dismantled. James Barney Marsh was a bridge designer in Iowa. He patented the Marsh Arch Bridge, designed in 1912. This one dates back to 1923, 3 years before the designation of Route 66.
This old Phillips 66 gas station can fill your information needs. A large, expanded cottage-style building is home to the Baxter Springs Visitor Center. Just like that, we leave Kansas and pass the modest state sign for Oklahoma. The goal for the 3rd state of the day is to reach Tulsa. It's not far, but my eye is still watching a stormy forecast. Looking down, the northeastern corner of the state appears barren.
This is the ghost town of Picher, Oklahoma, just off of Route 66. In 1913, the Tri-State District expanded. Lead and zinc ore were discovered on Harry Crawfish's claim, so mining began. A town site developed overnight. It was named Picher in honor of O.S. Picher, the owner of Picher Lead Company, and the city was incorporated in 1918. By 1920, 9,700 people were living here. It kept growing until its peak in 1926 with 14,252 residents. Mining ceased, though, in 1967. The water was contaminated from some 14,000 abandoned mine shafts, 70 million tons of mine tailings, and 36 million tons of mill sand and sludge. there's still immense piles of sand along the road as you drive into Picher. There was national legislation to identify and remediate the environmentally hazardous sites. In 1980, the area was designated as part of the Tar Creek Superfund site. There is plenty of traffic to this day through Picher, but clearly you can see there's hardly anyone here. Picher was the 1984 Oklahoma State High School football champion. All that remains is this quiet memorial. Dairy King originally housed a roughly 1930 cottage-style gas station. The old-fashioned drive-in is known for its burgers, soft-serve ice cream, handmade Route 66 cookies, shaped like the shield. By the way, you can leave your credit card in your wallet. They only take cash. Across the street is sort of a fake filling station. It looks like they just built it out of the wall, and perhaps that's what the Dairy King used to look like when it was a service station. Built in 1930, this became a Phillips 66 station in 1938. Known locally as the Commerce Comet, this is the boyhood home of Mickey Mantle, New York Yankees great. Perhaps he ran around here and played stickball on these very streets. Mickey Mantle first began playing baseball at Commerce High School. A statue in his honor was put up in 2010 just past the center field wall, where undoubtedly many of his early hits landed. Mostly a center fielder, Mantle is regarded as one of the best Major League Baseball players and sluggers of all time. 3-time league MVP, 16-season All-Star. Of course, he's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Spelled the same, but not sounding like the big Florida city, Miami has the Coleman Theater. Opened in 1929, big stars like Will Rogers and Bing Crosby performed here. It has a unique Wurlitzer organ, the only one built in 1928 that remains in its original location. The last of a regional chain. When it was open, you could enjoy a buffalo burger in this traditional American diner. The sign is original and has stood here since 1965. This 1929 Marathon Oil gas station is believed to be the oldest of its kind still standing. Coming up after Miami is an interesting little section of Route 66. It's where the road kind of stair steps south, and it's where Oklahoma tried to save a little bit of money. The road will narrow greatly down to one lane, and then you'll have these signature curves around the intersections. There was a detour sign, so I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to go that route or not. Or perhaps part of it. Well, we'll see. We'll know when we get there because the road will be extremely narrow. This is a section of Route 66 known as Ribbon Road or Sidewalk Highway. And that's because it's very narrow. It's only 9 feet wide, and you have this concrete ribbon on either side of the pavement with gravel on either side. When Route 66 was commissioned, Oklahoma wanted to save some money, and so in this area they put in one lane. When opposing traffic came, everybody would just kind of get off onto the gravel section and carefully pass each other, and then use the paved part again. This is the only remaining 9-foot section of original pavement on the entire route of 66, taken out of service in 1937. It runs from Miami to Afton, 15.46 miles, but unfortunately, as we can see, the road is closed, and so we can't take it on this particular journey. It's very windy, but I think I'll try sending the drone down a little bit, just to take a look at the road. the sign says it's closed to through traffic. I'm not going through. I just went down a little stretch and back. It's very bumpy. I don't think I would want to drive very far on it anyway. One of the oldest settlements in Oklahoma, this was originally called Downingville. Although she never lived in Oklahoma, the town was later renamed Vinita in honor of Vinnie Ream, the sculptress who fashioned the life-size image of Abraham Lincoln that stands in the Capitol Rotunda in Washington, D.C. Larger than life are more roadside giants, including one very special figure that has actually traveled the entire Route 66. Yeah, he's here with friends at a favorite stop, the Highway Cafe. It is so windy, Big Al's fork is waving. Or perhaps it's a divining rod. I wonder, will he find water close by? Betty Boop is petite, but wow, look, she only comes up to Big Al's knee. I don't know, is it me or is this big boy face a little different from the others? He appears to have had one too many hamburgers.
That's a picture of my dad. He was a B-25 bomber pilot in World War II, and he flew 63 missions, combat missions. And that's him right before he got sent. He was stationed in Burma. So that's right before he went. I was in New York City right before he went over. And my parents bought both properties, and so we've taken it over since my parents have passed, and we've just really had a fun time with doing all the things.
All the things Beth Hilburn and her husband Alan have done are pretty impressive, including in 2022 placing a world record number of stickers on this 1963 AMC Rambler.
Mobile One had this Keep Route 66 kick-in campaign during 22. The thought was, instead of spending money on television ads, they would spend money in small businesses across the route. It was during COVID, so they were trying to help us stay alive out here. Every business that's on the side of this car is a business that they put up their giant and broke a Guinness Book of World Record at every stop. So at the Snowcap, they did the most milkshakes made and consumed in 24 hours, 266 different milkshakes. The Clown Dog, they did a hot dog eating contest. Skyview up at Litchfield, Illinois, they did the most dogs at a drive-in movie theater. They had 199 dogs that they adopted out, like SPCA adoption. And then they came back to the highway, and we were their last stop.
Now these are tiny, aren't they?
They are half-inch stickers, square stickers. There's 60,066 individual stickers. They're all numbered and all unique that cover the body of the car to make the mosaic.
Oh, I see the numbers. Yeah, check that out. There are numbers on every sticker, just to prove it.
This is the time-lapse video of us working on it. And there's the Guinness Book of World Records certificate over there. We worked on it for 8 days. We used over 100 people that drove in from 6 different states to sticker. And we stickered for 12 hours every day. It was great.
Well, that's why you have a cafe, you can eat.
Right. I have a motel next door too, so you can sleep. Historical preservation is a big thing for me. The room we're standing in is funded by a grant. I had won a grant through, this one was the historic, backing small businesses, historic preservation. And I used my funds to add on, but I wanted to keep the original eave and the original siding of the cafe of what was here in '63. So where the door is was a window, and that's where the cafe ended, but I really wanted to make sure that we kept what was here in the '60s. All the murals that are here at the cafe are done by Dr. Bob Palmer. To me, he's going to go down as the muralist for Oklahoma. He's done all of Bricktown and Oklahoma City, and all the big murals that you see are all his, and I think they're super cool to have. That used to be on the outside of the cafe, and I had picnic tables here during COVID. And then when we added on, I just wanted to enclose it. And I thought eating out here with a car and some artwork is kind of cool.
And then there are the giants, each with a big story to tell.
The chef giant was Luck. It was in Springfield, Missouri. It stood there for 4 or 5 years. A guy had put him up for a food court and literally put him up, and about 10 days later they shut down for COVID. And so it went under. And the chef was up there for 4 or 5 years, but I just felt like it's a perfect fit here at the cafe to have a chef. And we named him Big Al because my husband's Alan, and he likes all the recipes are his, and he likes to cook. The big Indian that we have out there, he had stood up on the Mohawk Trail for 49 years in Massachusetts, and I just felt like he was a work of art. He was a historical monument at that point, almost 50 years. I think they qualified for that. So I really wanted to save him. That was the main reason to bring him here. I liked Big Bill. I named him Bill because my dad had passed away and his name was Bill. But Big Bill has a cool story. He's the giant that's on the car that was built by Mobil 1. So every stop they started the giant out on the pier, and they traveled him all the way up Route 66. So he has traveled all of Route 66 himself. When they came back here to the cafe, we were done, and they were gonna take him down. I said, "What are you gonna do with a giant?" And they said, "We don't really know what we're gonna do with him." And so my family went to work to purchase him. So we felt like he needed and deserved to be on Route 66 after traveling the whole route. And he's got the suitcase for me was the deal. He's got a big 4-foot suitcase, and I had a little suitcase as a kid with stickers on it, and I just thought that suitcase was super cool. For couple of years, he didn't hold anything, and I couldn't quite figure out what he should be holding. Everything I thought of just didn't seem to fit, and then when we decided to move him to the motel, I was like, well, there we go. He's got to hold a key. That's just perfect. And he's also holding an atlas that's got a star by Vinita, so people know where they're at. I think it's super cool. The giants are fun, and definitely kind of catch your eye, and we hope that the food and the service kind of seals the deal, for people.
Even though the cafe was closed, my thanks to Beth Hilburn for showing me around and sharing so many great stories about this place. We see hundreds of Route 66 locations, each with amazing facts and facets. We're only scratching the surface on a trip like this. There, I put my sticker on the other 1963 AMC Rambler that sits outside.
Well, those are storm clouds and a lot of rain coming straight at me. I think I may be done with sightseeing for the day. Thanks a lot for coming along on the ride. Join me again for the next episode in this Route 66 adventure west. Safe travels, everyone. We'll see you next time.